I'm just going to give a few minutes for people to join in the live video before I fully start. But for those of you who are already here, welcome. You're early or on time, depending on your perspective. My name is Tiffany. I'm here with Johnson Creek Watershed Council. We are live at Foster Floodplain right now, which is in southeast Portland within the Watershed region of Portland area that extends all the way from the Willamette up into Boring, Oregon. So right now, I'll give you a good little glance. If you've been to Foster Floodplain before, that's great. If you haven't, you can kind of look. There's still a chance. The parking lot is open. Right now, folks are here. It's definitely important to keep in mind social distancing per the sign. Do your part, COVID-19. So yeah, stay 6 feet away. As you see throughout the video, I'm going to stay 6 feet from everybody. But this is an option if you want to get a moment out of your home, away from people in your home, or take someone in your home with you. This is a great place to check out. So today on the next video, the video we're in right now for the next 10 minutes, we'll be talking about Foster Floodplain, the history. We'll walk through the site and kind of get to see this area and learn about how it became a natural area now, and it wasn't always one. And we'll also talk about community science program we have at Johnson Creek Watershed Council, our beaver surveys, and then finally, as we continue walking, we will learn a little bit more about the restoration that's happened here that actually happened earlier in March. It feels like it was a long time ago, but it was just March 7th. So let's get going. Also, as the video goes on, feel free to comment with questions or anything like that, and throughout the video I'll stop and answer questions if people have them. So yeah, right now we're just starting through the walk on Foster Floodplain. Really beautiful. Today's actually a really nice day. You got some sun. We can kind of pan around and see the area. Yeah, we're really excited to be here. For those of you just joining, we're broadcasting live from Foster Floodplain Natural Area in Portland, Oregon. We're in southeast Portland right now. So Foster Floodplain right now is open to the public as long as you're 6 feet away, maintaining social distancing, as we will be doing today. So yeah, we're just reaching the bridge portion as we go over the pathway. So a really cool piece of history here is that this site was actually originally, about 20 years ago, more or less, there was 60 families that lived here, and this was all suburbia. And so there was a huge project with funding from FEMA, and then work throughout BES, which is the Bureau of Environmental Services, City of Portland, also Portland Parks and Recreation are managing the site now, to actually restore this area as you look from a kind of a suburban area, which was flooding almost every other year, to now a natural area. So it's really incredible. The majority of this work was done in 2012, and it's restored from that suburban area that was flooding frequently. It's now, right now, there's actually 63 acres of natural floodplain. Really incredible, and as you kind of look around, you can see it's really good habitat. This half mile of Johnson Creek has been restored. Incredible habitat for small mammals, deer, coyote, hawks, bald eagles, you know, the whole variety. Obviously, wetland habitat is incredible too. Salmon. Johnson Creek Watershed Council is one of the few watershed councils in an urban area that is also home to salmon that can run through these creeks. So yeah, this area here actually was here about 7 months ago doing a beaver survey, and through the community science program at Johnson Creek, we are able to have volunteers. Not right now in the Rona times, but hopefully post-Rona we'll be able to come back out. People get in waders, they go through the creek, we usually go upstream, and they're searching for dams or signs of beavers, and we're able to measure what the habitat is like and the beaver productivity and activity in each site. So we have a multitude of sites throughout the watershed. This is one of them. So we'll keep on walking. If you have questions about the community science program or anything like that, we can talk about it later and also do another video, but just quick touch on it now. So yeah, as we're walking, we'll just kind of look around. It's shown that people who are, you know, inside, having a minute to be in nature, if you're able to go on a walk out of your house or anywhere near you, can really help with stress levels. Times like these, even watching a video with trees in it or plants in it can kind of help reduce the stress. Because I know that a lot of folks are really struggling right now in a lot of ways, and especially with the stress of a pandemic. So we're really excited to be outside today and kind of bring a little bit of nature to the comfort of your home. So yeah, we talked, for people just joining us, we're broadcasting live from Foster Floodplain. This is Tiffany with Johnson Creek Watershed Council, and we just talked about the history, a little bit about our community science program, and now as we continue walking, We'll kind of show you more of Foster Floodplain Natural Area, and then also talk a little bit about the trees that are here, and also about the Watershed Wide event that I mentioned earlier, and what kind of work was done, and talk about that. So yeah, as we go, you can kind of see that this area, really beautiful open space, and once again, it was converted from about 60 family suburban homes to 63 acres of natural floodplain. It's open to the public currently, although those things could change, so make sure you check Portland Parks and Rec, their website, before you come out, just to make sure the parking lot is still open. As of today, it is open though. So yeah, we're out here, and you can kind of see it's got some beautiful riparian habitat, open area, lots of folks kind of out here taking a walk, enjoying the space. And over the past few years now, this is a beautiful area that can naturally flood. So now it floods about 6 to 8 years. You'll see a flood event, versus when it was a suburban home development, it was flooding almost every other year. So it's a huge change now that we've seen, a conversion of the landscape from that kind of like suburban full pavement to a natural area. So really incredible project that Johnson Creek feels really, as an organization, we're really excited to have been able to support them in some ways to create this huge change, but it was, the majority of the work was from the FEMA funding, Bureau of Environmental Services, and also City of Portland. So yeah, as we walk around, you can see there's a lot of really beautiful red alders. A lot of them come back after disturbance, so when this whole site was replanted, a lot of red alders popped up and did really well here. Other things that have happened, Johnson Creek Watershed Council, we were really excited to have had this be a site March 7th with our last pre-corona event, before this health crisis really was in full bloom. So we actually had one last chance to have a huge event, and we feel really fortunate that had happened, and we also really want to remind folks to stay home and stay safe during this time, and we're looking forward to seeing you again for public events, but obviously right now the focus is on public health and safety, so we don't have any events currently. But if you look around, you can see this area is done really well. The specific planting, there was about 500 plants that got in the ground on March 7th, so big thank you to all the volunteers who came out for this site and for the other 9 sites throughout the watershed. So yeah, it's been incredible. We had mostly wildflowers planted here, about 50 shrubs, and as we keep walking, we'll kind of show you the landscape at this area. So you can kind of see the huge amount of difference. You can kind of almost just through the video, there's more open spaces on the right-hand side. On the left is the closer to the Johnson Creek, so there's more riparian area on the left-hand side. So yeah, we're really fortunate to have had some time as an organization to really be involved in this project since the beginning, and be able to continue to come back to the site and work with Portland Parks and Recreation to maintain and also increase restoration throughout time. So yeah, right now I just wanted to take a minute. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them right now. Cool, great. So as we continue walking, you can see we have some areas over here with ivy kind of crawling up the trees. Definitely more restoration work to be done. Sadly, it can't happen right now, but further in time, we're looking forward to coming back out here and continuing restoration. This walk is really beautiful. If you ever want to come here, once again, check the website for most updated information. But right now, it's open. It's a nice kind of paved pathway. You can go through Foster Floodplain and really see the area, and see kind of the diversity of habitat. And then also, just you can also experience like a little bit of sunlight, which for me has been amazing. So I don't know about everyone else, but this time inside has been good, and also a bit of a challenge. So the rest of this pathway over here, you can kind of see through this area. You can see a little bit of water on the ground. You see some wetland area, and then also homes. So if you would imagine all of this that we've walked through today used to just be suburbia, kind of like what we see on that rest of the trail. So yeah, it's been a huge transformation at Foster Floodplain. We're really excited, the staff at Johnson Creek Watershed Council, to be able to come out. We're going to be out to some of the other sites through Watershed Wide and be doing some more live events where we get folks to be able to see kind of the insider view at some of these places that we've had events. And yeah, I'm going to give this last minute right now. If anyone else has questions, we'll just do a last little forest walk with us, and then we'll be finishing the video soon. So yeah. Cool. Oh, it's beautiful. Nice. So we're just getting to the end of the trail here. So thanks so much for everyone for joining us. Also, we're really excited to see you coming up, you know, hopefully in the post-corona future. So keep looking for events and things on our website and on Facebook and Instagram to stay connected. We'll have this last shot maybe of some trees and the rest of the path. We actually walked most of the Foster Floodplain natural area throughout this video, so you can kind of get a feel for what that's like.
We have one question.
Great, someone's got a question? Yeah.
So, have you noticed any standout areas for survival of native plants?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so have we noticed any standout areas for survival of native plants? You know, I feel like some of this whole natural area has been pretty good. I haven't heard a whole lot about specific survivability at each distinct habitat. One thing that, just kind of a general anecdote, near water, plants tend to do better. There's a lot of folks who walk off trail in this area, so some areas based on kind of human disturbance will do better or worse. That's kind of the only anecdotal thing that I have, but that's a great question. Thanks for asking that.
Yeah. Another part with that is the red alders we pass by are actually doing pretty well, even though a lot of red alders in the Johnson Creek watershed are dying off due to climate change, so that's kind of a bonus for Foster Floodplains right now.
Yeah, that was Drew Donahue. She's filming 6 feet away, but she's also filming and had that comment about disturbance in the red alder area. So yeah, great question. Thanks for bringing that up. Does anyone else want to share a question before we close out this live video? Great. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. We just made the end of the path. Ooh, is that a goose or a duck? It looks like a little duck. There's a little duck friend saying goodbye. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Hope you're able to get outside and have a good walk. Bye.